from Fistula Foundation in late 2008, and the center to this day continues to provide quality obstetric and pediatric care. There are also decade-old stories of patients whose lives were forever changed in the past and who now want to help others. Hawa, for example, is a patient whose surgery at 6 years old saved her from an early death. To overcome them. Our resolute determination to overcome them. We believe the way to overcome challenges is to work in unity. We look forward to continued collaboration and continued success. And we can't wait to see the ripple effects of this field service. And I pray a blessing over the work we are about to start together. The country of Sierra Leone, its people, and its leaders. May God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, CEO Hart, for your kind sentiments and for sharing with us those important highlights of what Masterships is doing. Yesterday, he was beaming with smiles, and today I know he must be so overwhelmed as the minister anchoring this. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor of inviting the Minister of Health, Dr. Austin Dembe, to make a statement.
Thank you, Chair. His Excellency, the President, retired Brigadier Dr. Julius Maada Bio, Chief Minister, colleague Cabinet Ministers, Members of Parliament, my good friend, my new best friend, Herr van der Vos Verdhoff. I'm working on it. And Jan, who is the Vice Chair of the International Board for Masterships. With your permission, can I start on existing protocols? Well, thank you very much. I'm going to start by thanking His Excellency for the wonderful opportunity he gave me by reappointing me as Minister of Health. That is no mean feat. We don't take that for granted. It's a mark of confidence in what we've been trying to do. And I think what I want to do is to make a public commitment, sir, that we will double down on the accomplishments we made in the first term and improve even more in the second term. Thank you very much. In the previous term, sir, we made a commitment to you that we embrace universal health coverage, which embodies ensuring that every one of us, all 7.5, 8 million of us, our healthcare matters. And we want to be able to take healthcare services to the farthest reaches of this country, assuring quality. We also had a paradigm shift in our effort from a disease-focused orientation into a patient-client-based intervention, such that all these interventions that we had were directed at the person. Success is how the person does. And we scored some spectacular gains in there. We saw maternal mortality drop by over 60%. We saw infant mortality really change. We saw immunization rates change, to name but a few. I think these are all testaments to our believing in your vision, that if you're committed to something and you give it your all, you could make the difference. And what I want to say is, going forward, we will build on that platform, sir. We will redouble our efforts. In fact, for maternal mortality, right now we have 443 per 100,000 live births. We're committed to you, sir, that by 2025, we'll reduce that to less than 300 per 100,000. Normally these kinds of actions takes like 10, 15 years to accomplish. But under your leadership, we will do that in 2. One of the major challenges that we have is even as we look at expanding services, at looking at primary healthcare as a major driver in healthcare delivery, we focus on taking care through static institutions and through mobile institutions. One of the areas of need that we've seen is we need to re-emphasize or rebalance our portfolio by focusing on secondary and tertiary care as well. And that includes surgery. And so you cannot have asked for a better time for mercy ships to arrive here to help us strengthen our surgery capabilities in this country. We're very, very grateful for that. And the fact that you're not only delivering service here, but you're also training Sierra Leonean residents, Sierra Leonean surgeons on how to get this work done. It's going to have a ripple effect throughout the system. His Excellency, I want to thank you very much. In October, when you met with her, I think it was in Bo, and you talked about inviting them to come to Sierra Leone. They gave us the impression that they have a big ship that's coming. Yeah. I didn't understand that this was big. And yesterday when the ship was docking, it's incredible. All the staff were busy doing selfies there, taking pictures. But it's incredible. And her whispered in my ears is, you haven't been in there yet. Just wait and see, and you will be amazed. And her, I am amazed. So thank you very, very much. I just really want to say that going forward, you can count on the Ministry of Health to give you the full support throughout this effort. I want to take this opportunity to thank you and thank the Mercy Ships and the volunteers on the team for incredible effort that's been done. I want to thank the Ports Authority for being an incredible host, and the chairman and the general manager for being accommodating of us. And most importantly, I want to thank His Excellency the President for believing in us. We will make the difference for this country. Thank you very much.
I told you that yesterday he was beaming with smiles, and today he is overwhelmed. Ladies and gentlemen, I would have loved to introduce His Excellency and invite him to the podium, but there is someone who is a legend in that field. Someone who does it with such consummate competence and craftsmanship. It's my honor to invite the presidential spokesperson, the Honorable Alhaji Africa.
Thank you, Press Secretary. You surprised me this morning. I was invited here as a guest, but I didn't have time to introduce His Excellency, especially to people who don't know him. We know him in Sierra Leone. We know he's our leader. He's been our leader since 1996. This is the third time he's taken the oath of office, President of Sierra Leone. In 1992, when you came here for the first time with the Anastasis, we had a one-party government, and 7 young men from the war front came down to Freetown to change things. That one-party government had been in place since 1978. But they changed it on that fateful day of April 29, 1992. Our Excellency the President was one of those young men. His first job then was Information Minister, a job that I enjoyed over many years ago. But after that, he took over the mantle of leadership when he saw that and thought and believed that some of his friends and colleagues wanted to entrench themselves in power as men in khaki. He said, no. We did not come here to stay. We came here to change things. And we promised the country that in 4 years, we'd hand over. When he became leader and president on 26 January 1996, he promised the country that he was going to hand over within 3 months. And he did. And he was only 32 years old. That's unusual for men in khaki to take power and hand over in 3 months, especially when that young. He did. He left. He came back. In 2012, he contested again to be president. He wasn't successful. And I was on the other side that time, making sure that he didn't become president. This shows you how magnanimous this president is. I was the spokesman for the other party at that time. I was the publicity secretary. But when he came to power in 2018, and when the coronavirus struck, I said, bring that man. I need him. But what's important is that in 2012, he contested the results of the elections. But when he was prevailed upon by members of our religious society, I said, drop this. You're a young man, you could come back. He walked to the State House, shook the hands of the former President Ernest Koroma, and said, Mr. President, you're my president for the sake of Sierra Leone. He turned his back, went away, went to school in France, went to school in London, and then went to America. He came back as a graduate in international relations and political science. He won the elections in 2018. He actually, again, threw the olive branch to the other side. I'll tell you one story which I didn't tell anybody. On the night of the announcement of the results on 4th April 2018, I was in Port Loko. And just after the swearing in, I saw a video of our